Hey y'all, welcome to Meal Prep Mondays. A part of our self-care journey is to prepare our meals for the week so we're not binge eating. So I have three steaks here, and I have some green seasoning, which is composed of shadow benny, green onions, garlic, um, no, yeah, green onions, regular white onions as well, and some olive oil for preservation purposes. And we also have some black pepper, not too much because my kids don't like pepper, but I do. And then we have your regular table salt that we're going to be using as well. We're keeping our seasonings light, and we also have the pimenton de la vera in sweet. So it's going to give it a nice smoky flavor. This is my first time actually preparing the meat. I've gone ahead, washed it, and pat dried it so it's ready for seasoning. So we're gonna add just a little bit of green seasoning to all three steaks. I say just a little bit because when I cook, I don't like to have remnants of burned seasoning on my meat. So we're just gonna put on the seasoning and we're gonna rub it in, make sure to get everywhere so it's properly seasoned. We're gonna do that for all three steaks. And then we're gonna add our pepper and we're going to add our salt and our de la vera. Now, one thing I wish I had done was I wish I had gone ahead and added all of the seasonings, all of the dry seasonings together, and then just rub that in one time. I feel like it would have been more effective. But again, I don't know. We're trying something new. It's the first time that I've cooked with steaks, so I don't know exactly what to expect. When I was applying this pimento de la vera, it didn't look like a lot. And then I started to rub in the first steak and I said, oh my goodness, this is a lot. This is actually a lot. But hopefully, this is steak. It's a dense meat. Hopefully this, it turns out well. So I've gone ahead and I've rubbed it in on one side and now we're just rubbing it in on the other side as well. Again, we want to make sure that we're getting everywhere and we're really getting that seasoning into the meat. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to rub it in. All done. So we're ready to get started. I'm going to saran wrap two of the steaks because I don't plan on using them today. I might go ahead and make something else with them. But for now, as my first try, we're going to make just one steak today with a chickpea and corn salad. Yum. So we'll get to that. Just gonna heat up my pan now. And instead of using butter, I'm going to be using a vegan margarine just to keep it on the healthier side of things. And I've seen people cook steaks before and they fill this thing up with like half a pound of butter, or maybe even not half a pound of butter, but like a lot of butter, to the point where it looks like just you're about to fry something. And for me, we're trying to be health conscious here. We're trying to take care of our bodies, so we're not going to add so much oil or so much butter to our pot, just what we need and what we feel is necessary. So now that that's melting down, there's a little bit of a sizzle happening. I'm going to add the steak to the pan, and we're going to let that cook for about 5 or 10 minutes or so. Okay, so we got a little seasoning or a little bubbling underneath the steak. Now let me make myself clear. We're not cooking on one side for about 5 to 10 minutes. That's about the total time for the steak, if not a little bit more. So we cooked for about maybe 3 or 4 minutes on that side. So we've turned it over. I like how we have like a nice little crusted look on the edge of the steak. I like my steaks medium well, but because this is my first time making steaks, we're not going to play that game. We're going to make sure this is thoroughly cooked. So I'm just swiveling it around to what I believe is the hotter part of the pan. And we're going to let that cook tented with the lid on for about another 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, so it's been 3 to 5 minutes and we're just gonna go and take a look. See, look at this. Juicy, juicy, just gorgeous. So we're just gonna flip it over on the other side, make sure that we're getting an even cook throughout. Honestly, I know nothing about the tent method. I don't even know if it is a method. I just thought, you know what, maybe I'm gonna get a more even cook if I do apply a little tent to the meat while it's cooking. So that's what I did. And so far so good. It looks pretty juicy to me. So we'll just cover that up again and let it do its thing. Okay, now onto our salad. We got our peaches and cream corn kettles. Peaches and cream corn kettles, or knobs, or whatever they're called. We have our green pepper, and then we have a bag of yellow, red, and orange sweet peppers as well. And the final ingredient we need is a can of chickpeas. I'm telling you guys, this is a salad I love to make during the summer, especially when it's hot. It's so fresh. It's so tasty. It just tastes amazing, honestly. And then when I apply the dressing, you guys will find out that this dressing I applied to it at the very end is absolutely fantastic. But anyways, back to the cleaning of our peppers. I like to make sure my produce is cleaned very, very thoroughly. I did one time get food poisoning from some salad I had, so don't want to go down that avenue again. So it's sparkly clean and we're ready to move on. So now that I've prepared everything, I'm just going to dry off my vegetables just to make sure that when I'm cutting them, they're not slipping around. I'm not creating a puddle of juices on my cutting board, and it's just easier to manage. And while we're doing this, I'm noticing that the butter and the mitten was left on the stove. We don't want any fires or any accidents to happen, so we're just going to put that in a safe space, and we're going to continue drying. Of course, when you're done drying or before you make your salad, you need to make sure you have a bowl. So I've gone ahead, gotten a bowl from the cupboard, and we're just about ready. But before I focus on the vegetables, I want to make sure we're in a good space with our steak. So it looks pretty good. Just going to turn it over to get another even cook throughout and make sure that it's not burning or overcooking on one side, which to me, I think if it's going to overcook, it's going to get tough, and we don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this green pepper now. One thing that I love about peppers is that it's just so crunchy, but also at the same time, like, it's not overly crunchy. Like, it's just tasty. Sorry guys, my camera died. So there's a steak. We've taken it out. Look at it, juicy, glistening, beautiful, ready to consume. The only thing is that we're not. So I'm gonna show you what it looks like up close. Maybe okay, here we go. So you can see on the inside it's cooked pretty evenly throughout, and we have a nice little char, I guess you can say, on both sides, which is gonna add to that flavor. So fantastic. Let's go back to our salad. Now that our steak is done, we can just focus on making the salad. So I'm going to cut through all of the peppers, and we're going to dice them up and then put them in the container beside. So while we're cutting the peppers, I just want to highlight one of the reasons why we're going through this self-care journey is because, you know, realistically, living a better lifestyle, a healthier lifestyle, is going to not only create longevity in life, but it's also going to create a space where you have more energy to be productive, and also just be there for your loved ones. So, self-care really shows up in a lot of ways, and one of which is to make sure that we are present with our loved ones. So, so that's a part of the reason why I started this self-care journey. As a mother of two toddlers, in addition to, just the day-to-day hectic lifestyle that I live, you have to perform and be present on the job, and you need to make sure you're wearing your treats properly. You want to make sure that you're doing all of these things correctly, but if you're not taking care of yourself, both physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, then realistically, all of your efforts, can they go void? Can they actually bring back a return? I don't know. So we're starting this self-care journey where we're going to be discussing scripture. We're going to be talking about the Word of God and refocusing our mind and our intentions on the Lord. And we're also going to eat healthier and also practice self-care moments as well. So, I want to say right off the bat, thank you for joining me. And I honestly believe that this is going to be a fantastic experience for all. And this is day 2. This is day 2 of being intentional. So realistically, let's join and do this together and get the job done. So we're just gonna wash out our chickpeas. Anytime I have any canned beans or anything, I always wash them out. I'm not the type to just drain the liquid and pour it in whatever I'm making, because realistically, all of those preservatives and all of this stuff, I don't need that residue on my food. So we've rinsed everything and put it in the container. Here we have some sweet grape tomatoes. I don't add these tomatoes in the salad right away. I actually add them right before I'm about to eat, because tomatoes have such a high water content that if you don't add them after and you add them during, it's just going to decrease the crunch of your peppers. So I like to keep them separate until I'm about to eat. And look at this salad here. Look at this. Pure health. Pure health. It's just beautiful. And I can't wait to dive in. And I love all the peppers. Okay, so we're just gonna clean up a little bit. And we're gonna slice up our steak and give it a try.
Take my hands, my feet, and look me in my eyes. Just like a monkey, I've been dancing my whole life. And you just beg to see me dance. Just one more body, 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 body,
Here we have it. Still looking juicy as ever. And we can see that it is well cooked. A little blurry there. Sorry guys. And there we go. Refocused. So it's well cooked. Let's give it a try. And what is the verdict? Delicious. I am telling you guys, it's absolutely amazing. It's not dry, and it's absolutely juicy and full of flavor. So we've added our salad to the plate, and we're going to be using sun-dried tomato dressing with oregano. This is a salad dressing you want to use for your chickpea salad. I'm telling you, it's absolutely amazing. Anyways, I'm ready to dive in. What are you guys eating tonight? I hope you guys are eating healthy, but nonetheless, if you're not, tomorrow's a new day. We can try again. This is how it was. But as far as how I ate it, I had to add a little bit of barbecue sauce. And that was a honey barbecue. Light on the sauce, but nonetheless, I had to add it and it ended absolutely amazing. Thank you for joining. See you soon.